Half the year has already passed, and you haven't even achieved 10% of what you wrote down in your goals for this year. Or maybe you didn't even set any goals. You just assumed something would change. But it didn't. And if you don't lock in now, it won't. You keep telling yourself it's not the right time, that you'll start tomorrow, next week, next month, after this exam, after this project, after this phase. But let me be brutally honest with you. You've been saying that for years, and deep down, you know it. You've wasted time, not because you're dumb, not because you're unlucky, but because you're soft with yourself. You don't hold yourself accountable. You confuse thoughts with action and planning with doing. You scroll for 3 hours and call it a break. You eat junk and call it a treat. You call procrastination burnout, when in reality, you've just lost your edge. You say you're tired, but you haven't earned that exhaustion. You haven't even started the real fight yet. Time doesn't care how overwhelmed you feel. It keeps moving. You blink and it's June. You blink again and it's December. And what do you have to show for it? Another list of what-ifs, another wave of regret, another excuse. Do you think life is hard now? Try dealing with the guilt of knowing you had time and still did nothing. That's pain. You're not failing because life's unfair. You're failing because you keep lying to yourself. You keep negotiating with weakness. You say, I'll try. But trying is what people say when they've already accepted failure. You want the truth? You don't need another reminder. You don't need a planner. You don't need motivation. You need to make a decision. You have 6 months left in this year, 6 months to rewrite your entire trajectory. That's enough time to get in shape, build discipline, learn a new skill, start a side hustle, build momentum, and stop hating the person you see in the mirror, but only if you stop being casual about your life. Look around. Most people will waste the rest of this year. They'll say, 2025 wasn't my year, but 2026 though, and they'll say it again next year and the year after that. You're not supposed to be most people. You're supposed to be the one who flips the switch, who snaps, who gets so sick of their own bullshit they finally change, who stops waiting, who stops trying, and finally commits. If that's you, then listen close, because this is how it starts. Pick a direction, not 10, just one. Something worth building, something hard enough that it scares you, but clear enough that you can start now. Cut the noise. You already know what's distracting you. Stop acting like it's a mystery. Your phone, your apps, your late nights, your lazy mornings. You know, build a system, not a dream, a system. Wake up, train, work, study, eat right, sleep early, repeat. It's boring. That's why it works. You keep chasing this magical version of yourself, but that version only shows up when you've earned him. You don't find yourself. You build yourself through pressure, through pain, through the days you don't feel like it. You want self-respect. Then start doing things that make you respect yourself. Want confidence? Earn it by becoming dangerous, by becoming disciplined, by becoming undeniable. The version of you that you daydream about, he's not out of reach. He's on the other side of every lazy decision you keep justifying. You think the pain of discipline is hard? Wait until you feel the pain of regret, of staying the same, of looking back in December and realizing you could have changed everything, but you didn't. Let me remind you, you still have time, but not forever. You've got one shot to make this year mean something, not to others, not for some Instagram post, for you, so you can look back in December and say, I did that. I didn't fold. I didn't waste it again. This is your decision point. Draw the line. On one side, distractions, delay, doubt. On the other, pain, progress, purpose. Which side are you stepping on? No one's coming to push you. That's your job now. Your future depends on it. Your peace depends on it. Your legacy depends on it. So get serious, get focused, get violent with your effort. Treat your time like your life depends on it, because it does. You've wasted enough time. Now it's time to earn everything. Because if you waste this year, you'll regret it forever. But if you lock in now, you'll remember this year as the one where everything changed.